Dear Artie, how are you, my friend? I hope you are well. I know that you are inclined to think that you are immortal and don't ever take care of yourself. Just because you're the architect doesn't mean you aren't human. I miss you, Artie. I hope you'll get the chance to visit me in Sanctuary while you are building Ember. Maybe I could do something to help? I'd like that. Love, Vera.
Hello, Grumpy Owls. Welcome home, and welcome to Ember. That is right, we are here in a brand new kingdom. We are no longer in the green swamps of Scorn. We are in the Mesa Biome wasteland of Ember. And, guys, I am so excited about this. We have so much to go over. I want to kind of go over this in the way that it needs to go through. First, we're going to go over story. Second, we're going to go over architecture, and future plans third. So, first, story. Crafting Mantis was our lovely Fira voice. Thank you so much for doing that. It was such a task to find the perfect Fira. And I think we have done that. You guys are going to hear a lot more of Fira in the future. Blaze you will also hear as the architect's, best friend, and then also as the ruler of Ember, technically. He is the counselor of Ember. So lots of stuff to go through there. Story, though. You guys need to know a little bit about the history of this place to understand what we are going to be doing. So guys, I would like to show you the Great Barrier. So, if you guys followed through Scorn, you may have heard me tell a story at one point of a kingdom that was like lush and wonderful and fruitful, and their king spontaneously combusted, and they blamed their queen, who happened to be a sorceress, and she cursed the land and formed Scorn. That is the origins of Scorn. This is that land. This is the original land. This used to be rolling hills of green grass and little rivers and all that stuff, and she decimated it. And she brought down this fire from the sky. It's all in my world anvil for Ember and the creation of the kingdom. So when that happened, there's this stuff in real life, actual real world, called Molavite. So what Molavite is a gem / rock crystal. And what it is when a natural disaster occurs that has a huge amount of heat and pressure, such as a volcanic explosion, a meteor strike generally is the more likely. There's this stuff that's formed called Molavite, and it's this green, glass-looking gem. It's really pretty. And it forms from that. So there is this entire layer of this stuff underneath everything out here. And it was formed, basically, this was the spot that got hit. And so this Molavite just formed this big giant layer that goes miles out. And so it is the barrier. Now, also to let you know a little bit of geology, I guess, water and just mainly water and ice and things like that do really strange things under mass compression. There are pockets of water and ice that are under our actual world that do really bizarre stuff. And so when this actual thing happened, when the big spell came down, it created this permafrost that lifted up into the section down here, And the people who were living here basically split into two factions. So there were the people that basically like said, oh, this is her, she did this, she's terrible, blah blah blah, the evil, evil queen. Those are the people who basically got shut down into the cold. And then there are the people who kind of supported the fire, like, not so much like they were happy their king was killed, but somebody conned a way for this to work, and it started a religion, and basically gave an explanation to people who needed one. And so what happened is Ember was born, the fire sun worshipping, people. And so you have the blessed, who are the people who may live under the sun, which is up here, and you have the unblessed. The unblessed are the people who live below. They live down in the actual, like, permafrost. They have known nothing but cold, and they know nothing but ice, and they live on the sides of this place down here. I'm also going to do some big, like, rock outcroppings, like, in the center down here, too. But this is where they live. It is permanently just frozen cold down here, and this barrier is going to be covered over with sand. So just to let you guys know, I just wanted you guys to be able to see everything that you needed to see before we got into that. So either you are going to be a fan of the blessed or the unblessed. Now, the biggest thing for an Emberian is that if you live below, you want to get up top. That comes from different things. Mainly what that comes from is there are priests of the flame. The priests of the flame are the ones who get to decide who comes, like, up and who, like, stays down. So big war heroes, they'll manage to be able to, like, come up. People who have, like, incredible gifts end up coming up here. So there's this whole almost separate, like, colony of people that live here that are trying to get above. And there's some other little surprises that'll go on with the people that are down there as well. But that's going to be in story later. Your story is mainly going to focus around Fira Valdarian. Fira Valdarian is the Princess of Ember. That is who Crafting Mantis played in our intro. She was a childhood friend of the Architect. You have to remember, this is where the Architect is from. This reincarnation of him is from Ember. This is where he was born and raised. This is his childhood. So we are going to go into his childhood a lot. We are going to go into his relationships with Fira, with Blaze, and a couple other people that he spent, his childhood with. I may even actually have some possibly some more stuff from his father as well. Maybe one or two little things hinted at. So, guys, that is what's going on with the story. It's a big one. It's going to be really fun. It's going to be really cool. You guys are going to really, really love it. I'm very, very, very excited. Architectural, I'm going a little bit, I want to say Turkish Arabic. Even with a little bit of Asian influence, so maybe a little bit more Indian Arabic. This is a very fantasy Arabic style, and that's like what the biggest thing is going to be. We are doing a fantasy series. It is a fantasy style of build, but I do have to take some of the fantasy, I have to build in some forms of realism. This right here, very Arab Buddhist. This is something you would kind of see more in the Philippines. You would kind of see more in the more Buddhist parts of India. So there's a little bit of Asian influence into this too. But this is our color palette for the top section. I'm really excited about this. I think it's going to be really fun to do. There's going to be also some other like random colors thrown in, but it's going to be our upper level like color palette. The bottom level color palette is going to be centered around ice colors, so it's going to have a lot of whites, a lot of blues, some blacks as well. But it is also going to be like, there's a kind of color set that I have going from the lowest to the top. There's some lava. Oh yeah, there's like a huge thing of lava underneath here. I forgot about that. That kind of adds an effect. That's pretty awesome. So the yellow to the orange to the red, that is supposed to be a thing for flame moving up in the color. That is also going to be incorporated into this section. So the people who are more wealthy, the closer you are to the flame, which means the closer you are to the fire, the heat, the more it will, that's the color your house will be. The hotter the fire, the more important you are. So like the royal family will live in a place that's more like, I guess, blue-white. The priest of the flame will be in a completely, like, they'll be in a black cathedral, so that thing's going to be a beast to design, but it's going to probably be using, like, obsidian. I'm probably going to be using a lot of black concrete powder, things like that, but this is a general color scheme of the upper level of Ember, the blessed level of Ember, and, it's really cool. I'm so excited about this place. You have no idea. I am going to go through and add a couple of different things out here. I was debating doing a really big gate. Ember is known for its military might. It is known for having incredibly tough warriors who have to survive out in, these harsh conditions, and even below, like, have to survive in those harsh conditions. So, very hardy people. But I am going to add in a little bit more. There's nothing inside of these right now. They actually look really cool if you go inside. So this thing is a beast. I do want to do something in here. Not too crazy, I think, though. But I want to add some buildings on the outside, right outside of the gate. And they're going to be like this style. Like, I think I'm going to do one here. And it's going to be like a little barracks, I guess. And I need to bring my wall over here. And then I wanted to do an inn. I will probably end up doing the inn outside. I'm thinking possibly of doing it up here. Like filling this in and then actually building an inn right there. Or I'm thinking of putting it right in this section. I kind of like this section because it gives it a little bit more of a... There's a little indent, first of all, which is great. And it gives it a little bit more like it's off to the side, not so much part of this. Because every major kingdom has to have a cool little inn to stay in before you go in. Especially with Ember. Ember, there's going to be... People are able to freely come and go between the two areas. Like, it's not going to be like, if you are unblessed, you are not allowed to be up here. But it does mean you are not allowed to own property up here. You are not allowed to live up here. Because living up here is a privilege of the god of flame. So it's going to be some interesting political stuff going on, definitely some political social stuff going on in this story of Ember. And then we're going to have a lot of fun. And like I said, I want to split this up a little bit heavier in the episodes. So it's going to be... Like, the first part of it is going to be building upper level, so we're probably going to do, like, 10 episodes of upper level, and probably 10 episodes of lower level. Now, I might just do, like, I may spread them out, like, scatter them out, I guess. I don't want to just build the upper level and then have nothing in the lower level, but then also be telling the story of the lower level as well as the upper level. You know what I mean? So what we'll probably do is I will be building in both just so the story can progress, but it's probably going to be an extended level system, or not level system, but episode system, as opposed to just 10 episodes of Scorn. So, and guys, don't worry about Scorn, by the way. Scorn and Sanctuary, the Stories from Home series is going to turn more away from history lore and more into Meanwhile in, and you guys will be able to still have some stories from those places as well. So guys, I think that's going to do it for this episode, the first episode of Ember. I am super excited about this. We are going to have so much fun. There's going to be so many cool builds. And the story, oh my god, the story is so awesome. So I'm going to have to get in touch with some people over the story, and it's going to be so great. I'm excited. So guys, yeah, thank you for watching. Thank you for joining me in the beginnings of another kingdom. And we have so much to do, and so much time to do it in, and it's just going to be nice, pleasant, and peaceful. Alright, so guys, I'll see you later. Alright, bye-bye.